Welcome to English Podcast.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And we're bringing you another great elementary lesson today, one that takes place at the office.
Yes, today we're going to teach you some great phrases so that you can ask people to help you.
Right, and I think this dialogue is with a new person at the office. Mm-hmm. So when you're new, you always need to ask people for favors.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're going to be asking for a favor.
So Marco, what exactly is a favor?
Something that a person does for you.
Like a small, helpful thing.
Yeah, a small helpful thing. So, like, can you pass me that pencil? Maybe that's even a favor.
Yeah, or maybe, can you pick me up on your way to work?
Yeah, that's a favor. Or even lending money to your friend.
Yeah.
That's a favor.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to be talking about, favors and how to ask for one.
Because you always have to do this at work.
At work, with your friends, with your family. So let's listen to the dialogue and then we'll come back and explain all the vocabulary.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez! I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
So a pretty busy office.
Pretty unhelpful colleagues.
I know, everyone's so busy they didn't help this
know.
poor girl.
Yeah, I hope she found the bathroom.
Now let's take a look at the language from the dialogue. So let's start with language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
There's some great language in this dialogue, wasn't there?
Yeah, a lot of interesting phrases and words. The first one that I saw that was really interesting is on board.
On board.
Welcome on board.
Well, we've got some examples of how this phrase is used, so let's listen to them to help us understand the meaning.
Example 1. Welcome on board, Sarah. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me. Example 2.
We need to get our new office assistant on board as soon as possible.
Example 3. We decided to bring Melissa on board to join the marketing team.
So basically it means
Welcome to the company.
welcome to the company.
Or,
The team.
yeah.
Welcome on board.
So on board is the same as to the company.
I guess also when you get on a ship, they'll tell you welcome on board.
Yes, that's where it comes from.
Or an airplane.
Yeah.
Welcome on board. Okay, let's take a look at our next word. About to.
About to.
I'm about to.
I'm about to.
So this is a great phrase to explain that you're about to do something.
I'm going to do this thing really soon.
Okay, so for example, you can say, I'm about to go out for lunch.
Or I could say, hey, Marco, let's go record a show.
I'm about to go into a meeting.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
About to.
Going to do something really soon.
Okay. The next word we have is instead.
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 Instead. It means in the place of.
In the place of.
Yep.
So, for example, if we're at dinner, I could say, I'll have the chicken instead of the fish. Right?
Or I can say, I wanted to buy a red sweater, but they didn't have one, so I bought a blue one instead.
Instead. Okay. So, in the place of.
Yep.
And our last word for language takeaway, interrupt.
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 So, when somebody interrupts you, they come in and
They talk to you while you're doing something, or maybe while you're speaking.
or maybe you're busy and people come and
Bother you.
And bother you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So interrupt.
Interrupt. Okay, some great words here in our dialogue, and now we can listen to it again. This time it's going to be a little bit slower.
And you'll be able to understand the language a little bit better.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to try Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that is due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk to you right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez. I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
Okay, so there are some great ways that you can ask someone for a favor, right?
Yeah, we want to show you some really useful phrases for asking for help.
So let's start with putting it together.
Putting it together.
Let's listen to some different ways of how you can ask someone for a favor.
Example 1. May I get you to do me a favor? Can you carry this package in your suitcase for me? Example 2.
Can I ask you a favor? Can you just finish this report for me?
Example 3. Will you do me a favor and pass me that file?
Okay, so those were great examples of asking for a favor.
Yeah.
In our dialogue, we heard, "Can I ask you a favor?"
But we could also say, can I get you to do me a favor?
Right, can I get you to do me a favor? Also, I could say, "Will you do me a favor?"
Will you do me a favor?
Right. So those are different ways of asking for a favor.
Let's say you want to ask someone for a favor, right? But they're busy.
Right?
So you'll need some phrases to help you do this.
Exactly. You need some phrases to interrupt somebody. Right? So let's listen to some examples of what phrases you can use to begin to talk to someone.
Yeah, to interrupt them.
Okay.
I hate to bother you, but... I hate to bother you, but...
I'm sorry to bother you, but...
I don't mean to bother you, but... I don't mean to bother you, but...
Okay, so those are really nice and polite ways of beginning to talk to someone.
Exactly. They're really useful at the office.
So maybe you want to talk to your boss, you knock on his door, kind of open it a little bit and say, "I'm sorry to bother you, but I was wondering if you have time for a meeting today?"
Or you could say, I hate to bother you, but do you have time for a meeting today?
Exactly. So those are great ways of starting up a conversation.
Yep.
And maybe setting it up to ask for a favor, right? So we can combine them. I could say, "I hate to bother you, but can you do me a favor?"
Perfect.
Right?
Yeah, really useful.
So then you can ask someone for a favor.
Yep.
Okay, great stuff. So I guess we can listen to our dialogue again.
Yeah, let's listen to our dialogue for the third time, and this time I'm sure you'll understand it a lot better.
Sorry to bother you. My name is Rachel. I'm new here. Can I ask you for a favor?
Hi, Rachel. Welcome on board. I'm afraid I can't help you right now. I'm getting ready for a very important meeting.
Excuse me, but can I bother you for a second?
You know what? I'd love to help you, but I'm about to meet an important client. Do you want to ask Sean instead? He sits right over there.
Sorry to interrupt you, Sean. Could you do me a quick favor?
Actually, I'm working on a document that's due in a couple of minutes. I really can't talk right now. Sorry about that.
Jeez. I just want to know where the bathroom is. What's wrong with you people?
All right, so now you have all the vocabulary necessary the next time you need to ask someone for a favor.
Yes.
At the office, with your friends, with your family, anyone.
Well, everyone, we are out of time for today, but remember to visit our website at englishpod.com.
Exactly. At our website, you'll find the script of the dialogue, and also you'll find intermediate lessons, upper intermediate, and even advanced.
Yeah, exactly. Our website is a great resource for learning. Marco and I are always there to answer your questions, and we also have lots of helpful users who answer your questions.
Exactly. So don't miss out. Come to our website at englishpod.com, and we'll see you there.
Until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hello, English learners. Welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And I'm Erica.
And today with Erica, we're bringing you a great lesson about time.
You need more of it.
We need more time,
Yeah.
right? So we're going to be teaching you how you can ask for more time.
If you're working on a project at work and you can't finish it on time, you have to ask your boss for more time.
Right. So today in our dialogue, Casey needs more time to put together a press kit.
What's a press kit?
Good question. A press kit is something the marketing department will put together. Basically pictures, logos, information about the company. So when a newspaper or a magazine wants to write an article about them, so they have something already prepared that they could give the newspaper or magazine. Okay, so let's listen to our dialogue for the first time. And as always, it's going to be at a normal speed, so it might be a little bit difficult to understand.
We'll come back in 1 minute and tell you about some of the key language.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay. But some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer, and then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
All right, so Casey is in trouble, I think.
Yeah, I think her boss is pretty upset.
Yeah. Well, let's take a look at some of the language that we saw in this dialogue in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
First word today is deadline.
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 So, Erica, what's a deadline?
It is the last possible date to do something.
So, for example, when we were in school, our teacher would send us homework and say it was for Friday.
So the deadline was Friday.
It was Friday, right? Or when you're at work, you have projects that you have to finish by a certain date. That's your deadline.
Exactly.
Okay, let's look at our next word. Extension.
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 So extension and deadline go together, right?
Exactly. If you can't reach your deadline or you can't make your deadline, you must ask for an extension.
An extension. So you ask for more time.
Yeah, an extension is moving the deadline in the future.
All right, interesting. Let's look at our next word. Ran into.
Ran into.
Ran into.
Ran into some problems.
So we ran into some problems in this dialogue. Let's listen to some more examples of run into so we can understand the meaning.
Example 1.
We ran into a storm on our way home.
Example 2. If you're not careful now, you're going to run into a lot of problems later. Example 3.
I ran into some trouble with my computer.
Okay, good example. So it's clear now, right?
Right. If you run into problems, you meet some problems.
Right. Many students say it in that way. I met some problems.
Yeah, but that's wrong.
Right. So you would say I ran into some problems.
Right. I met some problems is wrong, wrong, wrong.
Okay, don't say met some problems.
I ran into some problems.
I ran into. Okay. And our last word for language takeaway, delayed.
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 So when something is delayed, it's
Late.
late.
And the opposite is
on time.
Yeah, so your flight was delayed,
Or your flight was on time.
the project was delayed.
Or your project was on time.
Clear.
All right. So now let's go back to the dialogue. Let's listen to it again.
And this time it'll be a little bit slower so you can understand some of these phrases we just talked about.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay. But some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer, and then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
Okay, so there were some really useful phrases that we saw in this dialogue.
Yeah, some wonderful phrases that you can use when you want to ask for more time.
Okay, so let's look at these phrases in Fluency Builder.
Fluency Builder.
All right, what's our first phrase?
I've been meaning to talk to you.
I've been meaning to.
I've been meaning to.
Okay, we have some really great examples of how you can combine I've been meaning to with different verbs.
Yep, let's listen.
Example 1.
I'm sorry I haven't called you yet. I've been meaning to, but I've been busy.
Example 2. I've been meaning to tell you, but John quit yesterday. Example 3.
I've been meaning to see that film for a while.
I've been meaning to go to that restaurant, but I haven't had time.
So you've been wanting to for a long time.
Right. I've been thinking about it. I've
Yeah.
been planning to do it.
But you just haven't done it.
I haven't done it. Maybe
Yeah.
because I haven't had time or money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good phrase.
Our next phrase is beyond my control.
Beyond my control.
It's beyond my control.
So it means that I can't control it.
You can't do anything about it.
Can't do anything about it. The weather is beyond my control.
Right. Or relate with this project because Jane was sick for 1 month. It was beyond my control.
Okay. It wasn't your fault.
No.
Okay. And our last phrase for Fluency Builder, put this off.
Put this off.
Put this off.
Put this off.
So let's listen to some more examples of put this off before we explain the meaning.
Example 1.
I've been putting off this project for a week, and it's due tomorrow.
Example 2. Can we put off our meeting till next week? I'm too busy right now. Example 3.
I've been putting off my email all day, and now I have 50 messages to respond to.
So Marco, when you put something off, you
Leave it for later,
okay.
right? So maybe I have to write a report today,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm gonna put it off till tomorrow.
So you're gonna do it tomorrow.
I'll do it tomorrow. Okay, so we've seen some really great words and some really good phrases. So now let's listen to our dialogue for the last time, and then we'll come back and talk some more.
So, Casey, how are things going with the photos for the press kit?
Yeah, I've been meaning to talk to you about that. I might need to ask for an extension on that deadline.
You've had over a month to get this finalized. Why are things delayed?
Well, the thing is, we ran into a lot of problems.
I'm not looking for excuses here. I just want to get this finished on time.
I know, and I apologize for the delay. but some things were just beyond my control. I had trouble booking the photographer, and then Michael was sick for 3 weeks, so I couldn't include him in the photos. And the design team lost all the files, so I had to redo the pictures.
I'm not going to put this off any longer, Casey. I want those photos ASAP.
Well, Marco, do you think that Casey's reasons for being late are good?
I think so, because it wasn't really her fault, the whole situation with the photographer. And then one of her coworkers was sick for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
It's not really her fault, right?
Right, but maybe the boss thinks that she's making excuses.
Yeah, maybe she's making excuses. That's really common. Like, for example, when we were kids, you would say, oh, my dog ate my homework.
Right, but that really happened to me once.
Your dog ate your homework?
My cat ate my homework.
Your cat ate your homework?
Yeah.
And what did your teacher say?
Well, actually, I was a really good student, so my teacher believed me.
Well, my teacher wouldn't have believed me.
Really?
No, she would have called my parents, most likely.
Yeah. Well, my cat really did eat my homework, and I just left it on the table, and it chewed it all up.
That's weird. Why would your cat do that?
I don't know.
A lot of weird excuses out there.
Yeah.
I was abducted by aliens.
Uh-huh.
My mom accidentally mailed my homework to Africa.
Really?
Yeah.
This happened to you?
Creative writing.
Okay.
Creative excuses.
Well, I want to hear from our listeners. I want to know what excuses they've used for being late with something.
So send us your excuses, send us your comments and questions. Go to our website at englishpod.com, where Eric and I are always there to answer your questions.
That's right, Marco. And this is an elementary lesson, right?
Exactly.
But we also have intermediate and upper intermediate and advanced lessons for you more fluent English speakers.
Exactly. So if you're listening to us on iTunes, be sure to visit our website and come see what else we have to offer.
Well, I think we're out of time, but until next time, it's goodbye.
Bye.